Hi, my name is Michael Gilmore and I'm the writer of Whizbang's blog, and it is so good to be with you here again for this Saturday Musings. Now, today's Saturday Musings, I'm going to be talking about a topic which has almost gone a little bit out of fashion, and this topic is your word is your bond. Now, what inspired me to actually think of sharing with you about this particular issue is that I must admit, my family, they love Jane Austen movies. And whether it's on the BBC or at the cinemas or wherever it is, they love going to them. And one of the great attractions, say, in a movie like Pride and Prejudice, is Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy is a man of his word. He's a gentleman. He's a man of his word. So whatever he says he will do, and he will follow through on that. And that's an incredible attraction. When I compare back in the days, was it the 17th, was it actually probably the 18th century, that they're writing, Jane Austen actually wrote those books. And you compare to where we've come to now, where nowadays it's your NDA is your word, almost. Or if you go to a business meeting and you shake hands with someone, what does that actually mean? When you put your hand out to someone, or when you go along and you sign that NDA, what does it mean? I don't know, but I don't know about you, but I get a bit tired of looking at NDAs all the time, thinking, is there a hidden gotcha in there or something like that? And you sort of think, well, what's the NDA actually worth? It's only worth how much the company or the organization you may be wanting to deal with is willing to back it up with some legal sort of battles. So it's almost a contrivance, if you ask me, of the legal profession. And I think it'd be so much easier is if you could just put your hand out. And if you put your hand out, you could sort of say, yes, I will not share this information. Or you could be a person who is known as your word is your bond. And that's something I think that is really missing in this world. But Besides NDAs, which, like I said, it can be quite frustrating, is do you say what you will do? Yeah, some people I found over the years, they'll tell you what you want to hear, and they'll say, yes, I'll attend your birthday party. It could be on Facebook. Yes, I'm going to be there, unless something better comes up. And or they won't tell you in some ways that they're going to do something when you need them to. You really do need them to tell you, are you going to turn up because we got to cater or something like that? But they won't tell you just in case something else does come up. And I'm thinking, just where's your word? Let your word be your bond. Or some people, they go and they say, yes, I'll be there, and they don't turn up because that better thing did come up for them. So they say, well, oh well, no one will miss me. Really? Your word is your bond. You said you'll be there. Will you be there? And we need to have a reputation of is an extreme reason that if I'm not somewhere and you follow up with a phone call or something or a text or whatever saying, hey, I can't make it. I'm really so sorry about that. Be a bit more like a Mr. Darcy. I remember I was at NamesCon recently, and in NamesCon, I found I met this one person, and I've dealt with them. Well, tried to deal with them many times before. And in the end, I said, look, I'm just going to put my hand out and I'm going to shake it. Shake the other person's hand and say, okay, do we agree? Do we really agree this time? And they said, yes. I said, well, the other 5 times we've done this, we weren't able to follow through or something like that. You weren't able to follow through. I said, no, this time is the time. And I said to them, okay, well, this time is the time. That's great. So I shook their hand and nothing's happened. They haven't followed through what they said they would do. Or another person at NamesCon I was talking with, and a similar thing happened. And this time I decided I'm going to call them out on it. I said, look, Are you the decision maker or are you not? Because if you're not the decision maker, that's okay. Just tell me who I need to speak to. But we've been around this track for like the last few years, and each time you say you'll do something, you never do. And I sort of reflect on that, think, you know what? If you cannot do something because you run out of time, which, by the way, that happens to me, then go back to the person and say, I can't do it. Or I can only do it at the best of my ability to this far. And do something like that. But being ghosted is an interesting experience. But anyway, yeah, I find also some people say, well, look, I'll tell you what you want to hear, or I'll say I'll do something, and they say, no one will find out though. Or they have this sort of this pretend imaginary world that no one will know what they've done, that they may have committed to something and they don't follow through. The fact is they know. So someone always knows. You'll always be you always know. So I had this conversation with a person recently, and I said, I knew you were just telling me what I wanted to hear. And they said, well, no one will find out. Like you won't have to worry about it, and because you won't find out if I do the opposite of what I said. And I said, but you'll know. And if you do that enough, you'll end up doing what's called searing your conscience, which means essentially you're lying to yourself, and you just get used to it so much that you don't even think about it anymore. And that's a really sad state of affairs to be in. Yeah. So are we like a Mr. Darcy? Are we saying things that we'll do, we won't do, or that person won't find out, so I don't have to worry about it, whoever I'm speaking with? You know, there's another saying, which is, it takes a lifetime to develop a reputation. It takes moments to destroy it. Yeah, it takes a long time. And there's a few things I find in the domain industry. You have people, most of the people there, I think, have impeccable reputations. An amazing reputation. Why? They've slowly built it up over the test of time. And they take one step after another, as they become trustworthy individuals, because they say that they'll do things what they say they will do. Or they'll say to you, sorry, I can't do that now. And that's okay as well. Yeah, no, we're not all perfect. So what do you do when stuff happens? Like, let me tell you, I've thought I could do something and I couldn't do it for circumstances change or something like that. So what do you do? And the thing I found was this, is that if you apologize really, really quickly, then it goes a long way to making amends. Yeah, I also think that people who apologize to you are people of strong character. Why? They're not scared to apologize. And that's a great thing, to be able to feel you can do that. And it's so if when you muck it up, because we all mess it up and we all make mistakes and everything, and we're all not the perfect Jane Austen's Mr. Darcy, say sorry and be speedy to say sorry. So I guess the question I have to ask you in this Saturday Musings is this: are you a person of your word? Are you that Mr. Darcy that can be trusted, can be relied upon? When you go and in the end you push up daisies and you're 6 feet under, and family and loved ones come to your graveside, and they speak about you on that auspicious day, which every one of us will get to, do you want them to say, they're a man or a woman, or they were a man or a woman of their word? Yeah, I think that's just so critical for me, is that I must admit that's the thing I aspire to. Hopefully one day, hopefully it's a long way away, when I'm in that position in the earth, then people look and they can stand around, and my children can, and loved ones, and they say, yes, my dad was a man of his word. My friend was a man of his word. My business colleague was a man of his word. So I wonder what it's like for you. I don't know where you're at with these sort of things and these sort of Saturday musings that I have. Are you a person of your word? Is your word your bond? I want you to think about that this weekend, and maybe, I don't know, just maybe, you may be able to reflect on it a bit and sort of say, you know, I need to fix that relationship. I need to apologize to that particular person. I need to get closer to my children and say I'm sorry. I let you down. I know I was going to take you fishing, but we didn't go. I'm so sorry about that. Maybe I can make amends now. Yeah, so I encourage you to reflect on that, and whatever you do, everyone be safe in this trying time, and make sure you give your loved ones a bit of a hug, and I look forward to talking to you again sometime soon. Have a nice weekend. Bye.